Hi everyone, so the long-awaited Maxroll Season 25 updates are finally live. We've just finished pushing everything to the website. We've been working hard on this over several weeks during the PTR and afterwards, updating all the build guides, updating all the seasonal stuff, writing a soul shard post for you, and everything that you might want to know. Here's also a few other small highlights like the updated salvage list and the Canada Gamble Calculator that have been moved to our website now as well and updated a little bit, obviously with all the new items in there. And we got all the meta posts here, Group XP, 4-man, 2-man, 3-man, whatever you want to play with the meta report from Rob, that is also included here. For the most part, I can already tell you is going to be Inner Monk, so I guess this is not really a big surprise. But here's also a few descriptions of alternative metas, for example, wudijo Witch Doctor being very good. There's also Zunimasa, Marauder, Akan's Bomb, Crusader, etc. Some things you can play that you can read up on in our meta reports here or in the actual build guides. So this is all linked here, or you can go up to the guides page here where you have all the updated Season 25 builds. So if you just select a class here, it will show you all of them. We went through everything, updated them with the soul shards, removed the ethereals, did a lot of number crunching in several hour-long meetings. So you can expect that this will actually be basically top-notch. To dive a little bit deeper into the tier lists and the meta, so let's start with the Group XP, which is probably something that a lot of people are wondering about. I already mentioned Innas is going to be the best for pushing, and that's mostly because pushing doesn't really exist, so it's basically only speedruns next season, because it will be strong enough to just annihilate 150s at some point, and you're just going to be farming 150s with this all day long. But there is the combination from the red runs, so we expect it to be roughly similar in XP per hour to the Inner Monk. So this is like the best alternative here. Red runs yet again if you want to play those. And there's also other things like, again, the damage dealers that we already talked about. That is like a little bit behind. So for example, you can do Marauder, Demon Hunter, Bombardment, Zeta. We have Light there, so there are some options that you can play in groups. In terms of the solo XP tier list, it's kind of a similar picture. So you have Inner shining above the rest, and then you have these same alternatives that you have just seen. And then you have like a bunch of other builds that are also fairly decent. In general, every class has at least one pretty solid solo XP build, but the thing is that Innas is definitely more efficient than most of the others if you do that well. You can find all of those lists here in the tier list overview if you click on the button in the menu at the top. And finally, we also have the solo pushing tier list, which is probably the one that most people are excited about. And here it is. So this is what it looks like. And we can see a lot of down errors here compared to Season 24. But this is a little bit of a disclaimer, which is also explained here at top. But essentially, everyone is a lot stronger than in Season 24. But compared to the top builds, a lot of these builds have actually lost in relative power. So basically everyone actually goes higher in absolute numbers, and most of these builds all the way down to like the worst of the B tier builds or so are gonna clear GR 150 quite reliably, but those top builds are simply way stronger and they're gonna do like some 5-minute times, where these builds might do some 15-minute times on GR 150 somewhere at the high end. So this is kind of how you have to read this solo tier list. Everything is super strong. Even the C tier builds gonna be way above the 140. D tier builds even can do that. So almost no matter what you play, you will feel the power of the soul shards kicking in. Even with those last minute nerfs, it will be a big boost to everyone. In any case, no surprise, we have the Inner Mystic Ally Monk here at the top as the overall favorite, I would say. And we also have some other things here like the Akan's Bombardment Crusader and the Heaven's Fury in S tier. So Crusader is looking super good as well. Especially Bombardment, I would say, is going to have a very easy time pushing all the way to GR 150. By numbers alone, this is actually the strongest build in the game, even better than Mystic Ally, but it's too slow paced to actually be considered the overall winner, because the meta at the end was going to be some like 4-minute solo 150 or so. So Mystic Ally is probably the way to go here. Bombardment is just harder to do, harder to gear, and also more slow paced, so it won't win in the overall category. Zunimasa Darts for the Witch Doctor is also extremely powerful next season. We got the buffs to Lakumba and the Shukrani's Triumph, which is actually quite nice. So especially you can play like a tanky version of Zunimasa now and not just fall over from a monster that looks at you in a weird way. That's pretty nice. We have LD Corpse Explosion, of course, extremely good. And for the other classes, we have the Marauder Sentry. So this was very close here between S and A tier, but we put it a bit behind in A tier now because it's definitely a bit weaker compared to some of these other builds here, but also a very comfortable GR 150 build. We have Barbarians, which have the Whirlwind and the LED Hoda, which got newly buffed. So this is actually also something I would recommend for bar players to try out. It's actually really fun and also quite powerful. And finally we have the Wizards, which lost the Firebirds being a super ridiculous build, but it is still comfortable in A tier. And there's a lot of other builds there as well that you can push all the way with for the Wizards. So this is in general how it looks. I have the link down in the description for you guys for most of the important Maxroll guides. Otherwise, just go on the website and browse the menu for yourself if you like, and take a look at the guides if you want. So you can also just click on them, open one of them, and you'll have the updated versions here with the Soul Shard embeds. So when you open any of those build guides, you can scroll down a little bit behind the core setup, and here you're gonna have a dedicated section for the Soul Shards, talking about what you're looking for, kind of how to use it, how they work in short. Or you click on the link here for the Soul Shards guide that goes more into detail about all the mechanics and how to optimize them. And when you go down to the variants, you can also look at speed farming setups, solo push setups, Nephilim rifts, etc. And sometimes there's going to be a few other options, so you can see them there. One small addition that we made that you might find useful is also this view all variants button here. So right at the start of the intro, you have usually one planner that shows like the main setup. For example, here in this case, and bombardment is mostly played for solo speeds, but you can click here on the variants and scroll down right away. And with this, I'm gonna conclude this video here. So hope you have a lot of fun in season 25. Personally, I'm really pumped for it. We've been working hard on this for several weeks now. So I also hope you're gonna enjoy all the guides. Have fun reading those, have fun blasting through season 25. If there's anything you find that seems odd to you or like a mistake or something like that, feel free to let us know and we're gonna fix that obviously. So hope you enjoyed this and see you guys next time.